So, hi everyone. I'm here to talk about artificial leather, because it's not leather. And so I've titled the talk A Systemization of Knowledge. That's a reference to academic papers where you collect a bunch of stuff that you didn't do and talk about it. So I'm Nate Graff. I'm a fifth year EE grad student doing a 4+1. This is from my 2016 Christmas photo. We had a plastic egg, a beanie, and some glasses, so that's what I did. So don't have a cow, man, because leather comes from cows, and happy cows still have their skin on them. But the problem is leather is super useful because it doesn't fray or unravel, and it's good for abrasion, and it's still porous, so it breathes. So how do we not have a cow? So imagine we're in Germany in 1916, and we funneled all our resources into fighting World War I. And all the demand for leather has completely outstripped our ability to kill cows. So we're going to have to come up with something else. And so we have three major classes of artificial leather. We have compressed natural fibers, where we take paper or cork and compress it. We also have poromerics, which are semi-porous and made of polyurethane. And we have leatherette, which is really non-porous and made of PVC. So in Germany, they came up with Presstoff, which is made from laminated paper pulp and is still resistant to abrasion and tearing, but it deteriorates when flexed or wet. So it probably really sucked at the Battle of Passchendaele, where they drowned in mud. We also have cork fabric, which is compressed cork bark, and it's no more sustainable than cork itself. So just like we were trying to cut down on our cork consumption, we're also probably not looking to this as our next solution. Plus, it's really expensive. And so just like Germany did around the early part of the 20th century, everyone came up with different kinds of faux leather. So like England and the US both started making it out of low explosives, nitrocellulose. And Russia made it out of laminated material. Naga hide was really big, especially in the 70s or so, because it's made out of PVC and can be made water resistant, so it's really good for furniture coverings. Naga hide's also a lot of fun because they marketed it as the skin of the Naga animal, which that's super cute. Like you can see where they sewed it and then it's felt. But also that 70s ad copy is amazing. I want to see more of that. I would look at those ads. So the way they make Naga hide or other vinyl forms of faux leather is to take textured paper with the pattern of the actual dimples on it, and then coat it with the colored vinyl that they want on it and bake it to harden it. Next, they coat the vinyl on top of the paper with a filler material and bake it, and it expands to form the actual thickness of the material. Once they have the full vinyl coat, then they put fabric on it to strengthen it against tearing, and then they peel the paper mold off of it so that they kind of build it from the front to the back. And then they sometimes print additional patterns on the surface to make it look more like other stuff. Suede's another kind of leather, though, and so we want to be able to come up with different ways to make that, too. Suede is the inside of the leather, so whereas the outside is more tough and glossy, suede is the sort of fabric-y stuff. And so we came up with ultra suede, which isn't really suede, it's just a fake suede. And it was invented in Japan in 1970. And what they do there is they take a bunch of different plastic fibers and they mix them into a polyurethane foam. But the big problem with all these kinds of leather is they're all plastic. They're made from petroleum. The average American consumes 68 kilograms of polyethylene, polypropylene, and PVC every year. And so one thing we might want to think about as we go for more sustainable materials is how can we make them out of not plastic? One cool material I found as I was searching for this is called Piñatex. It's made from the fibers of pineapple leaves that are felted together, and it was invented by Dr. Carmen Hinojosa at the Royal College of Art in London in the 90s. And they also have metallic versions of it, which I thought was really neat. The one thing is, I was looking up the patent application because they don't tell you how they make it. I think at least this glossy one uses polyurethane in it, so it's not completely sustainable at least. I'll leave you with a picture of my awful leather couch in my garage. Because this is what happens when artificial leather breaks down. But yeah, thank you very much. The next slide is thank you, yeah.
Are you selling that couch?
You don't want that couch.